The Monica Makes It Happen podcast is proudly supported by Ponce Bank.
Hi, everybody. You're watching the Monica Makes It Happen podcast. It drops every Friday. And some of my favorite people, and hopefully your favorite people too. They are the change makers, CEOs, community champions that we know and love. And we hope that you'll enjoy their stories. And I can't even believe we got her again. We have Alice. Alice is here. I can't believe you're here, the CEO and founder of Perfect. And we say perfect. What is it? Perfect.
Oh, I
DD,
call it
right?
perfected. I call it perfected because we perfected all the styles for fuller bust, double Ds and up. But anyone can wear it. But you can also say perfect double Ds because these are perfect double Ds.
I like to say perfect double Ds, but I don't know if that was appropriate. But it is because it is about our bodies and being comfortable with our bodies. And you were raised in Queens, 20 years in finance and fashion. You launched a brand that helps women feel sexy, but not self-conscious. And you worked at Bear Stearns. I mean, you were in the finance world, the fashion world, and you decided to do this out on your own, which I think is so brave. And you're a super success. So we want to know about your story. We want to know how you did it so we can learn how to do it ourselves. And then also you have this incredible technology that you can tell us that probably is going to be $1 billion industry. And I love that we're talking to you now, which is great. Let's just manifest it. But tell me, Alice, a little bit about yourself and your story. You're from Queens. Tell me just, how did it all begin?
So born and raised in Flushing, Bayside, Queens, to immigrant parents that came from Korea. So as you can, I don't know, if the rumors are true, or the stereotypes are true. My mom was a tiger mom, and they were very conservative. I obviously naturally grew into my body, and having a bigger than a double D chest was not by choice. So it was just God-given. And growing up, my mom would always say, cover yourself, you're showing too much, right? And I have an older sister, so she was a B cup, and we would share the same clothes. We're exactly the same size, 18 months apart, but I just have a larger chest. So what fit her fit me completely differently, even if it's the same size small. So as I grew into myself, I almost felt that I was different. My body didn't belong. And going back to stereotypes, Asians are supposed to be skinny and very small. So we're not known to have larger chests. So having this body was definitely an interesting experience. I went to Dartmouth College and went into investment banking right out of school. And back then, wearing button downs and a suit jacket was a requirement. It was almost like our uniforms. So what would fit my shoulders and the rest of my body would always pull across my chest. Buttons would pop open. I could never close jackets over my chest. And if I sized up, I would look frumpy while it fits my larger chest. It would be baggy everywhere else, making me feel unprofessional and look unprofessional. So I decided, and then fast forward, I went into fashion for the past 20 years, and I still couldn't find clothes that fit my body. Whether I worked at Prada or Diane von Furstenberg, she's known for her wrap dresses. I always had to put a safety pin or bring it to the tailor to have a snap button. So long story short, during COVID, I was about to turn 40, and I had more time on my hands, started doing research because I'm a big nerd at heart. And I realized that the average bra size in the US is a 34 double D. And everyone, all the listeners, it is Googleable. So take out your phones and
Amazing.
Google.
The fact that you said that was like eye-opening to me, because we always feel like as women, especially women, we always feel like we're different or we're not, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that's just me, but I felt that when you said that, it made me feel so good that it's normal to be a little bit outside of the box, outside of what you see in traditional movies and films and TV. And then all you're looking at clothes in department stores, it still has a long way to go where it's inclusive. So I love that you're pushing that. But can you take me to the moment where that dream became a reality, where you decided, I'm going to.
So sorry, you're breaking in and out a little bit. So I So, like I said, when I realized that the average bra size, I have the statistics, the average bra size in the US is a 34 double D. So, given 20 years of experience and the data behind me, I decided to take a bet on myself. I can always go back to getting another job working for someone else, but I'm not getting any younger. If I don't do it now, then when will I do it? And also, it's an untapped market. The statistics are there. Women are starting to raise their hands and say, listen, I still can't find clothes that fit. So it was just a matter of time that someone was going to enter the industry. So I decided to bet on myself. Why not me?
I love that. Why not me? And then you took that dream and made it come true. And I love that. But you said it's your faith in yourself, your faith in the world, your faith in women specifically too, that is really pushing you, right?
So I was living and breathing this concept. I didn't want to create just another fashion brand. I truly want to create a solution. So as I'm living and breathing this, it literally came in my dream. God told me in my dream, this is what you need to do. I mean, it's insane. So I can show you right here. I am wearing a button down. This is one of my styles. So normally, hold on, let me undo this. Because right now I'm wearing my technology. So normally you would see like this gape, a button down, gaping open, and you could see your bra. Um, and usually we use a safety pin or double stick tape to keep it closed. But I developed this hidden button. So it's on the reverse. From the outside, you can't tell. It looks like a normal button down, but it's built in technology that you can just, in lieu of a safety pin, you just button it. And voila, there's no more gaping. So
So good. Why don't all shirts have this technology? I guess that's the idea, right? Because that's your
exactly.
yeah. Yeah.
No, everybody needs anyone that makes a button down needs this technology. There was something funny that went viral last year, and it was with Jason Kelsey. He's a famous football player. His brother is marrying Taylor Swift. So he lost it. I think the story was he lost his luggage and he had to go to the mall to find a button down for his ESPN interview. And the shirt wouldn't close across his chest. So he's sitting there with a big gape across his chest. It went viral, and customers and people are tagging me, Alice, you need to make him a shirt. So, of course, I replied and said, Jason, I'm here for you. We have the solution. I will make you a custom shirt. But he had 5,000 replies. So I don't think he saw it. But anyone listening, if you know Jason Kelsey, I am happy to make him a shirt.
I love that. And then coming up after the commercial break, I want to talk about how your brand and how you are on a mission. I want to talk about more about your mission. That's after the break. Okay, we're back. We're back with the CEO and founder of Perfected. And you can go, how do I reach you on Perfected if we want to see some of these amazing dress shirts?
You can go to our website, perfectdd.com, like double D's, or on our Instagram, perfected.com.
Yeah, I think I Instagram and you're constantly posting on there. But you just told a story that was incredible about something coming to your dreams. I really believe that. I think that sometimes your subconscious is talking to you, and you had left a a very lucrative job, first in finance, then in fashion, and you kept leaving these jobs because you knew that this was where you belong. Can you tell me more about that and the courage that it took to do that?
So I was already an executive in fashion for 20 years, but I wanted more in terms, not more money. I mean, yes, more money is always great, but it was more about purpose. And I was sick and tired of being a cog in a wheel, and I really wanted to touch other people's lives, men, women, and the only way to do that was to start something on my own and create something new that hasn't existed. It was unbelievable that I mean, I was so insecure about my body. I wanted a breast reduction up until my early 30s. And I truly grew into myself. But when I realized that I didn't have to shrink myself anymore to feel accepted, I mean, that was a huge eye opener. And I have customers that come to me and share that they canceled their breast reduction surgery after finding our brand.
I
And
love
that
that
just
you say
kept
shrink
me
yourself.
going.
I love it. You said shrink yourself. You don't have to make yourself small in this world because so many times as women we kind of sometimes do that, and I don't know why. Maybe it's like I'm Hispanic, so maybe it's cultural too a little bit. I don't know. I mean, but I love that. I love that you don't have to shrink yourself. Can you tell me a little bit about the authenticity and community? How those two things play into your brand?
I This is what started my brand. So I am self-funded. I'm not VC backed. I don't have a partner, a husband, or a wife to support me. My parents are immigrants, middle class. So they didn't give me a penny for my company, but it's really the community. And when I first started, I couldn't hire PR. I still don't have PR. And I remember taking a class with Gary Vaynerchuk, and he said, Alice, if people won't cover you, there's social media. You can tell your own story. And I was like, no, what? I sat on it. Long story short, Gary V was right. Gary, if you're listening, I am saying you were right. So it took me about 2 months to post my first TikTok, but it went viral. All I did was talk about the solution that I'm creating. I said, this is the reaction I get when I tell people I created a clothing line for women with a larger chest. And 8 million views within 2 weeks, $25,000 in sales. And that's truly the community launched my brand. And it kept happening over and over again.
Didn't you just win something recently? You won an award recently, right?
Yes. So I last Saturday I won the No Network their grant. So in cash and services, which further validates my business, and I feel so ecstatic and proud because a lot of it's services, which I feel like that's the team that I prayed for behind me. I was said I need a new photographer, I need a new website, I need PR, and this package comes with it. So I'm so grateful. And we were just featured in New York Times this year for our t-shirts, and we were awarded Oprah's Editor's Choice Award for our button downs for this patented technology.
Yes, this is so well. Why am I not surprised? And I met you through JP Morgan Chase, who is one of your biggest fans. They were like, you have to talk to Alice. And I said, okay. And I had no idea about your brand or anything else. I just knew your energy. And I think, where does that come from? Where does that winning attitude? Because you really have to be like Muhammad Ali in business. Like you got to take the hits over and over again. And then a lot of times people don't get up, they don't continue. What makes you Muhammad Ali of fashion here, where you just keep going, you keep fighting for what you know?
I truly believe in this concept that we need more representation and inclusivity. I know that I'm speaking to the majority. It's the customers truly that raise their hands anytime they even hear about my brand or I tell people, they're like, "Wait, that's me," and they share their stories. So I just know that this is an untapped market and my work is just beginning. And by the way, when I do get the nose, it's just the start of a conversation. So I don't mind. I think I learn from every experience and grow how to craft my story, tailor it so that it suits you. And it's really not about me, it's about a greater purpose.
Oh, I really like that. I like that the no is just the start of a conversation. I love that. So after the break, I want to talk about your mindset and do a little speed round that I like to do with all my guests. And I'm always amazed what comes out of these speed rounds. So after the break, be right back with Alice Kim. Alice, we're back. The CEO of Perfected. You can go to perfected.com or go to our Instagram, which is also perfect, right? It's perfect with double D, right?
Yeah.
DD, right? Okay, so tell me about the mindset that you have to have as an entrepreneur, as a fashion icon that you're becoming. We are right now at the cusp of you becoming a billion-dollar industry. I can feel it. So what type of characteristics do you have to have?
You have to be resilient. And by the way, you need to live and breathe this as a founder, truly, because pe- when you're working for someone else, 9 to 5, 9 to 6 job, once you go home, you can shut off. But as a founder, an entrepreneur, you're constantly thinking. What can you do next? Who can you talk to? You're learning by sharing your story and how people react to it. So you can almost never shut off. It's a lot of work. So someone says you quit your 40-hour week job to work 80 to 100 hours a week. That's true, but it's also so rewarding. There are no boundaries. You can pivot quickly, learn quickly, try new things. I say fail fast because you have to try, fail, learn from it, try something else. Whereas at a big company, there's so much bureaucracy that it may take weeks and months to get approval. By then, especially with marketing, the idea has passed already and you're onto something new. That's just how fast society, social media, and marketing is right now.
You know what I love is that you saw a change that needed to happen in the fashion industry and you became that change. What is your advice to someone who is also frustrated, maybe within their fields or their crafts, and they don't see representation like you do, like you didn't see it, and then you took action? How do you take that first step and what do you suggest?
Well, I think you should keep working. I realize how much money is important and money talks. So if I could do it all over again, I would say raise before you start, but make sure you have a little nest egg because everything takes so much longer than you think. You think it'll take 3 months, it'll take 5, 6 months. So have that. So if you can test your idea while you're currently working, that's great. Once you have enough data and traction where you need to be involved in the business full time, that's when you should take the leap.
What do you hope every woman takes away from what you've done with Perfected?
That you belong. I see you and don't settle for less. So one of the biggest things that I think challenges that I face is women don't even know what they need, right? They're like, wait, I was just used to like, I can't wear button downs anymore. I'm like, no way, you can. So my desire is my mission is for everyone, men, women, to wear what they want, regardless of the size of their chest, of their body, to wear what they want when they want. And that's really the true mission. I never want to hear you utter the words again. Oh no, that will not fit me. I can't wear that. And that's the mission that I'm trying to solve.
Well, you truly are an example of how faith and purpose are so part of a style. Like you have such great style and I love that. And I think you're great. You're an amazing CEO. I have a lot of favorite CEOs, but you're one of them. Tell me, who should be on my next podcast? I always like to get an idea from our guests. Who do you think should be on the next podcast?
So, two people, can I say two names? One is a charity that I partnered with for years. It's local in New York in Chinatown called Heart of Dinner. They cook and deliver hot meals to Asian elderly who have food insecurity, and they start at the onset of COVID. They've served over 300,000 meals. Nonprofit, all based on volunteers. My team and I have gone there to actually pack the foods and deliver. I think they're so important. And there's another woman, she's actually based in DC. Her name is Anna Blue, and she talks about mean girls. And it's the psychology of why we are that way. And it's fascinating, but it's breaking that mindset and just being aware of how we think and what we do can shift perspectives and just it's like a little trigger. And I listened to her at a conference recently and it was fascinating. So I would love to put you in touch with her.
What's her name again? Anna?
Anna Blue, like the color
Anna?
blue.
Oh, I love that. I love the last name Bloom. And does she have an Instagram too that we could
She
plug?
does. It's Anna Blue, but I believe there's a singer too. There's two, so I'll have to share it with you. But
Oh,
it's fascinating, based all on data. So she backs it up with statistics and data.
can I ask you now? This is a question I just have for you. Like, was there a moment, a turning point? The dream obviously is the fact that you had a dream that you were supposed to do this. Is there like a story or something you can share with us to end this? that you knew you were on the right track, that this was your destiny? Is there like a story that you can remember?
Not a particular story, but like I said, it's the community and it's the customers telling me how I've changed their lives. Working for other companies, I didn't have the one-on-one contact with customers. And I feel like I was a cog in a wheel, making more money for these millionaires. But just being able to fit and wear something that's appropriate to your body and size gives women so much confidence. And it's really the stories that they share with me, validation and confidence, and how they speak to themselves in the mirror. And one mom said, I realized by wearing your clothes, I speak to myself differently. And my 8-year-old daughter listens to how I speak to myself. And that's changed my perspective. She wrote this testimony on my Instagram. So that's validation and keeps me going.
That's epic. That's epic because it's generational. It's a generational curse. I really believe that if you have, and it is real, like to not love your body. And when you don't love your body, life is so hard. It's like because you live in your body. It's your, like I talk about housing, but talk about housing, your body is your house. This is your temple. If you
Absolutely.
don't like it or you don't feel comfortable, what an awful way to be constantly. And I think that you're really bringing so much light and so much information to women, and that is probably your mission and what you prayed about. If I'm sure we have a lot of believers watching too. I know I am. And you are guided. There's some divine intervention going on here, which I believe in too. So I'm just grateful, Alice, that you're fighting the good fight, because I know I'm frustrated when I go to department stores, and I'm frustrated when I see images, and I'm frustrated when I'm trying to buy things. So the fact that you're available, and again, it's perfected, perfect with double D, so 2Ds.com, or on Instagram. And of course, we'll be sharing this on our social media platforms at Pix11. Any final, I always like to end with hope. Could you give us like a message of hope?
Believe in yourself. And I always say try because, like I said before, if you try and fail, then you've learned. But what if you try and you make it? Like, how encouraging and hopeful is that? So, always try, go for it. There's never the right time. So, really just go for it.
I adore you. And thank you so much for being on the podcast. And again, we're going to have to reach out to those two people that you mentioned that are doing great things too. You're a community champion, always helping, making it happen for women and men across our area. And we know how to get you. It's perfected, perfect, double D, DD.com, or on Instagram. Look for her. And it's Alice Kim, but we just have to look for perfect DD, right? That's all we
Yes.
have to do.
Yes, exactly.
And we can order online as well. So thank you so much, Alice. Thanks for being with us for the second time. I think you've been on the show. How many times are you going to be on my show? We love
Oh
you.
my gosh, I love it. Thank you so much for always being such a supporter. It
Oh,
really truly means the world to me.
well, you're everywhere. I mean, I think everywhere, every time I go to an event, there you are. There you are. Being
I
on.
love it. I love people. It makes me thrive. So thank you.
Okay, we love you, Alice. Okay. Bye, everybody,
Bye.
for watching.